our YouTube channel. I'm Elissa.
I'm Gaby.
And today we have a very special guest, a couple from Vietnam and Indonesia, Eva and Hugh. This video will discuss about cultural differences and their love story. So let's get started.
I'm Hugh and I'm from Vietnam. I live Eva to she's my viewer and we've been together for 10 months.
Yeah, and I'm Eva. I'm in Indonesia and he's girlfriend. There was some awkward moments, especially when we first met each other. And because I don't know, you were like a really straightforward person. I remember there was one time it was like the second day that we met, and we were sitting in a circle with other people, and you just straight up said to me that out of the blue, you just said, you look more beautiful than we first met while I interviewed him through video call, and he just the second day we met, he just said that I look more beautiful, and I was like, I didn't know how to respond. It was so awkward. I just pretended I was doing something.
I was not so serious. I tried to make it less serious, But I didn't mean it.
Indonesian people don't do that.
Yeah, so there are two Indonesians. There were two first Indonesians that I met was Eva and Ado, and like to be honest, the Indonesian I thought they would be like more like Ado. I mean they look the appearance okay. They look more like him, and Eva, she looks more like Filipino mixed with Chinese, And when I look at Ado, he was like joking around. This guy is no serious at all. He didn't take things seriously, and I thought, okay, maybe Indonesian people they are that way. They always chill and they always I don't know how to say, but Eva, she's different. Yeah, she's really different from our Indonesians. She's quiet and she really talks. Actually, I never heard Eva talk Indonesian, speak Indonesian until I asked her to say something in Indonesian because I don't believe that she's Indonesian.
We did a video call with your mom during the Tet holiday, which is like a Chinese New Year's holiday for Vietnamese people. And I thought that it would be rude for me not to say something to your parents, like a wish or something. So we did. And I also met your sister on our trip to Singapore last year. Yeah, I mean, with her mom, obviously, because she doesn't speak English, and everything I say, Hugh has to translate it to her. But she was really nice. She smiled a lot and pretended she understood what I was saying. But with your sister, it's easier because she understands English. She's been living in Singapore for how many years now?
Yes.
3 years.
10 years.
10 years, yeah, 10 years. So, but it was a lot easier to talk to your sister.
Yeah. I only met Eva. I only talked to her siblings, never talked to her parents. So I talked to James and his older brother, Jeremy. But James, we communicate a lot with James because he was with us in Singapore too. And at first I didn't like that idea that James come along with us, like third wheel or something. But eventually it turns out that he was quite funny. I knew him more, and we did talk during the time in Indo, but the time in Singapore we communicate more. I think that we made jokes and talk a lot more than I talk with Eva. I think so. We were in the same
Yeah,
age.
yeah.
No, we in the
Yeah,
same
they're the
age.
same age.
And then we share the same common thing, basketball or hip hop culture. We talk a lot about that, and we usually we just make boys joke, and Eva didn't understand. So I like James, but only talk to
I
them.
actually felt kind of jealous of you and James because you were like having so much fun. I know how to order coffee in Vietnamese. And cho em một tí cà phê soda. Is that right? Yeah,
Then
probably right.
Can I have a cup of milk, coffee with condensed milk? But I stayed in Indo for 6 weeks, so I knew more than her. She's
Yeah, you should try.
study more to
Try
catch up.
Indonesian.
Nasi goreng dua teller. Berapa?
Not bad.
All the boys in they taught me a lot of these bad words. Go block or anything.
So fun fact, Vietnamese curse, but they say fuck you, but sorry if I'm saying like this too harsh. They say fuck. They don't say fuck you, but they say fuck your family, like fuck your mom or fuck your sister or fuck your brother. Because it's more offensive, right?
None of the curse words
so,
Vietnamese without involving your parents in there.
Yeah, so I think because you guys say it a lot during your project, the word would be do mamai, right?
Yeah.
It means fuck your mom. Sometimes you talk to your family and it sounds like you are having an argument, like you're shouting at each other, but it's actually totally normal for you guys to do that, right? And it was at first like a culture shock to me, but now I'm used to it.
Okay.
How about you?
I don't know. I still cannot find anything that I don't like. But let's say that thing that I like, but I wish that we have in Vietnam. So because Vietnam, we the biggest religion in Vietnam was Buddhist, and we don't have a lot of different cultures, just Buddhist, and then we celebrate the same holidays, we celebrate the same things. But in Indo, you guys have Muslim, you guys have Catholic, Christians, and a lot of things. So you have various holidays. So I'm jealous of how you guys celebrate it. Just for like Christmas, we don't do Christmas that big in Vietnam. It's just a normal day here because Buddhist, we don't celebrate. But for Eva family, I see how they decorate and then how they celebrate it. It's so cozy. It's like the event to bring up family members together, and pretty jealous of that. I think since the beginning, Eva was different from all of the Vietnamese girl that I met. She's something else. And luckily that we both understand that this long distance is gonna be hard for each other, but we figure out some rules that can help us to maintain. But we don't focus on sticking to the rules, things just come to us naturally. Like Eva, she's a good listener, and I have a lot of things to share to her. I'm more active, and Eva, she's a very good listener. She listen to most of my bullshit, and she really stay focused on me, really patient, and reply the thing that I never heard from anyone would reply to me like that, like very, very serious, take things seriously and try to understand me. Yeah. That's it. That's the best part of Eva.
Thank you. For me, the opposite of you. You said that I'm a good listener, and for me, you're a good communicator. So communication is really important with this long distance. It's all you can do, and you're a really good one. So yeah, I think that's like the one that made me sure that we can do it. For me, I think the problem is not mainly from us, from the both of us, but probably from people outside, because they see that we're in a long distance relationship, and then we also have an age gap, and also we're a different culture. So I think my friends or my family at first they are pretty skeptical of our relationship, and that made me sometimes doubt, can I really do this? Things like that.
It's also true to my parents. They're quite conservative, and they don't really believe in long distance, and dating with a foreigner is not common in Vietnam. So they don't really believe that we can make this out. But now, after all of my hard work to convince them to believe in us, they are okay to us now. They said, okay, I will just let you try, but for all of the financials, or if you want to see her, you have to work and to gain the money to see her yourself. We're not gonna give you anything. If you think that you can believe, you know how to figure it out, you should do it on your own. And there's the biggest issue is that they don't want me to leave Vietnam. They said, if you really be this committed to this relationship, Eva should be the one move to Vietnam. Not I'm gonna move to Indo, settle down with her. But my solution for all of this, I've been thinking about like living with Eva in a different country, neither Vietnam or Indo. So that would be fair to both of us. Usually me, I'm always the guy did not pick the appropriate word. What's the last time? The miserable. I told her, why are you so miserable? I thought miserable means, okay, so hard to understand and so pessimistic and so hard to understand. Just simple like that. But whenever she explained to me, and she was like shocked, she said, what? You just call me miserable? Why? I didn't think that it would hurt that much. At first, I was like, long distance, and your partner is 1,000 kilometers away. How can you solve that? How can some guys spending time to her? He probably driving her around and helping her, practically helping her. All the things that I can do is just communicate, tell her advice. There's nothing I can do by action to her. So I'm kind of jealous with that. And after she explained, I understand. The more you spend with your partner, the more problems you would have. I feel like this long distance help us a lot, and we really appreciate the little time we have for each other. We rarely see each other, so every time at the end of the day, we really appreciate those 1 or 2 hours talking to each other, and it forces us to select the things we're gonna talk, not just random things, because you only have 2 hours to talk with her. You have to pick the thing that really important to talk, and by that point you can avoid those small problems, those small things. One more thing, that because we rarely see each other, so this thing motivates us to work to gain money and to figure out a way to see each other.
To plan, to have goals.
The advice is just like what I say, communication. Talk more to each other, listen more, and
trust.
And
trust is really important.
And the last thing, you have to have a clear plan to see each other 2 or 3 times a year, at least 2 times. make my face look more handsome.
You're already handsome, Hugh. You don't need.
Yeah, you don't need no filter. Anything anymore.
No filter. I agree. Okay.
Okay, thank you guys.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, that's all for today's video. I hope you enjoy and get some insight from this couple. We'll link down below their social media, and let us know if you want more videos like this. So let us know in the comment, and don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in another video. Bye.